We all have choices to make in life, and each of those choices matter, unless you're playing one of the following 10 video games. While the developers want you to think you have a choice, the decisions you make are ultimately pointless and feel like a huge waste of time. Kinda sounds like my normal life. Before you watch, subscribe to TheGamer, and don't forget to ring that bell to become part of our notification squad, where you'll be the first to know of new content. Now it's time for 10 video games where your choices don't matter one bit. Number 1. Arkham City. Catwoman and Batman have had a long and complicated relationship over the years. Their playful flirting has been matched with physical fights, disdain, and multiple times where Batman was forced to take Catwoman down. Even though Catwoman has complicated feelings for Batman, the Caped Crusader's life is put at the mercy of Catwoman in Arkham City. As a part of the game's DLC, Catwoman can be used for a number of missions, often directly involving Batman. The plot gives players two options: save Batman or leave him to die as you make your escape. The morbid side of us may be quick to choose Batman's death. We get to witness the hero die on screen as Catwoman prances off and the end credits roll. Only these are not the actual end credits. In a crazy move, the game actually reverses time. Batman becomes resurrected and Catwoman is forced to make the right decision. What the hell? A cat is supposed to have 9 lives, not a bat. The cheap cop-out makes the whole first decision pointless, and we all know there were many of you who actually took a little extra time deciding whether to actually save Batman or not. The developers played a moral trick on gamers, and the result will make you feel cheated and frustrated. Let the villains like Catwoman win every once in a while, huh? Number 2. Saints Row 4. The Saints Row series of games has always been known for quirky comedy, fun adventures, and great action. With the release of Saints Row 4, players got taken in a whole new direction when the main character was actually chosen as President of the United States. Mr. President? All of the promotional materials and trailers for the game built directly into the presidential hype, and players wondered how many presidential decisions they would get to make. It turns out, not too many. The power of the president only goes so far in the first 15 minutes of the game. From there, you're blasting aliens and killing characters just like anyone else in the game. At first, Saints Row 4 makes it seem like you're actually making choices, but none of the choices really matter. For example, as president, you are presented with the option to cure cancer or cure world hunger. You contemplate and make the tough decision, but neither choice matters. They are not mentioned again and literally have no impact on the future game actions. Each decision could have been directly implemented into the game plot in the form of character changes and location options, but everything is seemingly normal after the decision is made. The choice was added mostly to create humor, but no one's laughing when we waste our time with the decision. Well, at least now you have a fun what-if discussion for your next gathering. Number 3. Minecraft Story Mode. The greatest part about Minecraft is the ability to play in the open world. The only rails you get stuck on are the ones you build yourself, and the stories you create are all your own. Creations are limitless, custom skins allow you to transform characters, and online play allows you to interact with others. All of these positive elements, which made Minecraft so great, are completely eliminated for the spin-off game entitled Minecraft Story Mode. Minecraft Story Mode has some good characters and fun comedy, but ultimately, players are essentially watching a Minecraft TV show, where the action pauses every few minutes so players can select an option. The story is cleverly disguised to make you think you're making your own decisions. The only problem is that no matter how much you branch out within the game, you're always taken back to the trunk of the tree. See what we did there? Crucial decisions are quickly resolved, problems do not have multiple outcomes, and a lot of the time is spent doing forced tasks. The regular version of Minecraft allows you to do any task at any time, so why would any player want to get involved with the story mode of the game? Instead of purchasing and playing through Minecraft Story Mode, you're better off watching a gaming YouTuber stream the game and play vicariously through them. Everything is pretty much the same anyway. Number 4. Deadly Premonition. When it comes to survival horror, the 2010 game Deadly Premonition gets just about everything right. The open-world game allows players to freely explore a creepy town full of mysterious murders. The town features many homes, a gas station, and so much to explore. Think your character is hungry? Stop at the diner for a cup of coffee and a bite to eat. You can play the game at your own pace and uncover so many clues along the way. The biggest failure in the game comes with the ending. After discovering the truth about the murders and mystery, players are given 3 options. Using a gun, they can point it at themselves or choose one of the other characters. Make the wrong decision and you'll receive a mission failed cutscene. No matter what choice you make, you're forced to go back and point the gun at the true killer from the story. The forced ending takes you away from the game and really pulls you out of the engaging story. The creators of Deadly Premonition clearly saw the problem with the forced ending and tried to make up for it by releasing a director's cut version of the game for the PS3. This new version features an alternate ending fans can enjoy as they now have multiple options to choose from. They just have to play through the whole game again to experience it all. Number 5. Game of Thrones. Adapting a television show in a video game comes with challenges, as the plot and characters must follow the same path and direction so the story canon matches for both properties. To prevent the story from being easily predictable, Telltale Games does their best to come up with new characters in the setting of that specific show. While the official Game of Thrones game has some positive qualities and great graphics, the adaptation really falls short when players need to make decisions. No matter what choices you make, death is inevitable for some characters, and you end up wasting a lot of time trying to make decisions in an effort to reverse actions. One of the biggest examples of this can be seen with the character Ethan Forrester. No matter what choice you make, the young boy is destined for death. He gets murdered, and there is no saving him in the end. Instead of a quick cutscene showing his death, we're presented with choices, even though they won't make a difference in the end. The trend continues through multiple parts of the game, making the whole thing feel like an animated episode of Game of Thrones rather than a truly interactive game. A Game of Thrones game should give players many options and alternate paths, so our decisions truly matter in the end. Rest in peace, Ethan Forrester. We can't say we didn't try. Don't blame us. Blame the game developers. Sorry, Telltale, we're ripping on you a lot today. Number 6. The Walking Dead. Again, sorry Telltale. Watching The Walking Dead often feels hopeless. You never know what character will die, and many fan favorites end up as a corpse before you know it. A walking corpse. A Walking Dead? Oh, I just got that! The official Telltale Walking Dead game is not much different. In the game, you can immerse yourself in the world of The Walking Dead, where you evade zombies, make crucial decisions, and see the emotional impact of each choice you make. While the game makes you feel like you're making unique choices, in the end it doesn't really matter. Let's look at Nick, for example. Nick makes a bad decision when he decides to kill a stranger. You have the moral option of defending the character or instantly condemning him to death. The choice will always be death no matter which way you sway. Even if you show Nick a little mercy, the character dies just a few episodes later and there's no way to stop it. During the moments between his inevitable death, Nick does nothing to impact the plot anyway. Just as the show starts to feel hopeless, so does the game, and all these tough decisions which just end up leading to heartbreak. For a frustration-free experience, maybe try playing the pinball version of The Walking Dead. You'll get more satisfaction in the end and don't have to worry about character after character getting killed off. Just that bouncing silver ball. Ugh. Number 7. Fallout 4. The world of Fallout is filled with personal choices, custom options, and many aspects you can manipulate. Want to build a housing empire? Go ahead. Want to spend time completing side missions? Have at it. One player's game is likely to be vastly different from another player's, and the unique experience is what made the Fallout franchise such a success. There are some choices you may become fixated on that are just not worth it. When you begin the game, there are character creation options to play around with. You spend time building a digital version of yourself and then moved on to create a digital version of your wife. Just don't spend too long making your ideal digital companion, because within just the first few minutes of the game, your wife is killed off and you never see her again. Oh, spoiler alert? Sorry. Yes, we know you could also play as a woman, so it makes sense to include the character customization option, but you should be forced to choose if you want to play as a man or a woman beforehand, so you would be given a general wife or husband character model depending on your choice. Spending so much time creating a character only for them to be killed is pointless, and there's no changing fate. Your spouse always dies and you go on your venture as a widow or widower. We guess the game developers wanted to make the emotional connection a little stronger when they kill your spouse off, but we're a little more angry about the wasted time rather than the missing character we barely got to know. Number 8. Firewatch. Spending time in the deep dark woods can be lonely, as evidenced in the survival horror game Firewatch. The first-person game features a lot of innovations, including the ability to explore the woods, spend time in a fire tower, and use the technology available in the 1980s. Ah, the 80s. One of these pieces of technology is a walkie-talkie. As the main character Henry, you're able to choose custom dialogue options for communication with Delilah, the only character you socialize with. As you two get to know each other and engage in banter, a number of flirty and romantic options are available. Walkie-talkie romance. Sexy. You could turn your forest adventures into a romance novel as you woo Delilah. Put your best foot forward and turn the communication device into an old-fashioned version of Tinder. The dialogue is fun, witty, and adds a lot of fun to the game. The only problem? There's no happy ending for Henry and Delilah. No matter how nice, flirty, or respectful you are, the dialogue choices you make mean nothing. The game has no way of furthering the relationship as Henry is put into the friend zone. Welcome to the friend zone. Ouch. That one burns worse than a forest fire. You're better off exploring the world and only communicating when needed. Keep things on a friendly level, but don't get sidetracked from the better elements of the game. Number 9. Bioshock Infinite. The Bioshock series has been inventive in the way it uses story choices to change the way the game is played and the way the plot unfolds. The game makes you feel like every decision is important and you truly are a part of the story. Unfortunately, things got a little sidetracked with the release of Bioshock Infinite. In the game, you and your love interest, Elizabeth, visit a beach vacation spot named Battleship Bay. Once there, you have the ability to explore all different locations, including a boardwalk area. This is where the big decision happens. Two people approach Elizabeth on the boardwalk, each one offering a brooch. brooch. One features a bird cage while the other features a flying bird. She happily shows them to you, clearly indicating the brooches have some type of secret meaning. Is there a secret weapon inside? Does one have special powers? How will the decision impact the fate of Elizabeth? You contemplate the hidden meanings behind the symbols, reflect on your options, and make the decision, and that's it. Yep, no secrets here. You are mainly showcasing your fashion sense and selecting a brooch you prefer over the other. Elizabeth wears the brooch for the rest of the game, but nothing else happens. Everything remains the same no matter which one you choose. Way to build up a mystery without delivering a payoff. Number 10. Pokemon Go. For those of us who grew up in the 90s playing Pokemon, we had some of the toughest decisions to make. Before we even played the game, we had to decide whether we wanted Pokemon Red or Blue. Then we needed to name our character, and finally, we had to make the toughest decision of all. Who would our starter Pokemon be? We had 3 options to choose from: Charmander, Squirtle, and Bulbasaur. Once chosen, there was no going back and you couldn't catch the others in the wild. Such a commitment for such young children. And now, as Pokemon games have evolved, so have our choices for starting out each title. In the mobile hit Pokemon Go, you get the option of starting with 4 different Pokemon. Don't spend too much time on the decision though, because within just a few minutes, you'll have access to all the other Pokemon as they roam freely around the world. Many of them are easy to find, and the first Pokemon you choose won't even matter within the next hour. All of the tension and excitement of choosing your first Pokemon is completely eliminated. In the older games, the option and first choice would typically become your more cherished Pokemon, but now they just become mixed in with your whole collection and rarely given a second thought. Poor Bulbasaur. Wow, there you have it. What decision is the most frustrating? Are there any we missed? How should video games fix this problem? Let us know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video, share it, and subscribe to TheGamer so you can stay up to date with all our awesome videos. Thanks for watching.